We all good to go? Who's first?
Kristian, where did that go wrong for your team today?
Oh, look, at the end of the day, there's two things I think we need to improve. We need to be a little bit more disciplined. We gave away too many penalties, we made too many unforced errors, and we didn't mount enough pressure with our fifth play. It was a close game. It's a very tight game. And you think about, they got one try where we just didn't quite get things right on that left edge, and then nailed a brilliant try and with a really good kick and a really good put down under enormous pressure. So if you don't get those little things that I mentioned before right, then that's what happens in a test match, and that's what we need to learn.
It must be frustrating that something like discipline, particularly, it was a downfall. So at this level, you wouldn't expect that to be as big a problem it was to make well.
I wouldn't say that we're terribly ill-disciplined. That's not the case at all. But England was certainly more disciplined than us, and more disciplined with the ball, and more disciplined in terms of penalties. And we need to be squeaky clean there. If we were today, then physically, I thought there was parts of that game that we won and won really well, but we weren't able to make the most of it because, again, our discipline wasn't good enough, and nor was our fifth play.
I know you spoke about ruck speeds a little bit last week. Did you think that was better this time around, or still an area of concern? No,
look, I thought it was a lot more even. I haven't had a look at the numbers yet. I know there was a big difference last week in terms of the ruck speed, particularly in the second half. But I haven't had a look. To the naked eye, I thought it looked a lot more even. And we spoke to the referees through the week, and the question was, does England need to get off quicker, or do we need to stay on longer? And we were told that we need to stay on longer. So at the end of the day, it's a little bit different over here than what it is in the NRL, and it's something that our blokes need to adjust to. We've come over here and we're playing under English conditions, and I thought we adjusted there a lot better today.
Is it difficult to adjust to the not just the refereeing stuff, but obviously the weather, the heat? Is it difficult to adjust to that in such a short period of time?
Oh, it's a massive difficulty, and when you talk about the ruck's so fast and so squeaky clean in Australia that you get penalised there really quickly, and it's different over here. And when you're playing 24 rounds and finals under one conditions or under one set of rules, and then they're a little bit different, it is hard to change that automatically, and that's part of the challenge. And coming over here and playing in different conditions, and the challenge of that, it's what excites us about coming over here, because it's a challenge, and you've got to find different ways to do things and different ways to win games. And as I said, it's part of the challenge, and it's something that we've still got a little way to go. We'll be better at it next week again.
Kristian, there's an old coaching tradition of sticking newspaper clippings to the dressing room wall to fire the team up. Do you feel like you were maybe a victim of that this week, that you were just asked about on the BBC, that they used a few things to fire themselves up? Did you get a whiff of that or not?
No, look, I didn't get a whiff of that, and good on them if they did. There's no dramas there at all.
Well, there seemed to be a fair bit of niggle out there throughout the game. Is it a bit of bad blood between the two teams, or
I think just to echo what Wolf said, I think it's just indiscipline, really. Myself included, we don't give away those penalties and put ourselves in a much better position to hopefully score more points and be in better field position. So that's definitely an area for improvement heading into next week.
I mean, the series has gone now. How disappointing from the Tonga point of view is it after the Rugby World Cup to be back-to-back losses now and too close to it?
Yeah, obviously we're disappointed with how it is, but we're not throwing in the towel after today's game. We're going to recover and prepare the best we can to win next week. It's obviously we're down 2-0, but we're not swinging. We're not throwing in the towel.
Kristian, do you put much stake in world rankings? Obviously that's still at stake next week, and PNG I think have targeted jumping over the top of you if they win next week. So is that something that you think about, world ranking?
Well, look, we're very proud of where we sit, and the fact that it wasn't that long ago that we're sitting at positions like 14th, and slowly sort of moved up. And in the last couple of years, we've been anywhere from number 2 to number 4 or 5. I think we're 5th at the moment, and that's very important to us, and something that these blokes can be really proud of. And yes, we're disappointed that we've lost 2 games, and that means we can't win the series. We're obviously very disappointed there, and we made a the way we've worked, the way we've prepared, we've come over here to do our absolute best in tough conditions and to try and win a series. And I think it's easy to forget that we're playing a team that's traditionally one of the strongest in the world and always has been. It's a Tier 1 nation, and if you went back 5-6 years ago, we were happy just to be in the competitive stakes. We're more than that at the moment. We're right in games and we're giving ourselves a chance to win. And that's not on our conditions. It could certainly be a different story if we're playing in Australia and New Zealand in front of our fans and our conditions, but that's not what this series is and not what it's about. So I don't sit here disappointed with how we've played or disappointed with the effort. Yes, we're disappointed that we've lost 2 games, but these blokes have given them all under tough conditions. They've given their all, and we've got some young blokes out there who are making test debuts. We've had 6 debutants already. And that's shown a little bit at times, that lack of experience. And, as I said, in terms of your rankings, we're playing a Tier 1 nation. I don't see how we can get past by teams playing each other in Tier 2 nations. That's a big difference in a series.
You mentioned the conditions. Is there any realistic possibility this ever being reversed and playing in Samoa?
We're from Tonga first, but oh look, we'd love to. Okay, it's something that myself, Will, Jason Tomalolo, a lot of players that have been around for a long time, Conrad Hurrell, have spoken about for a long time. One thing that we would love to do is to take a game back to Tonga and take our best players back to Tonga. And I'm sure if you ask Will the question of why his commitment to Tonga and what he's wanted to achieve, one of those things that he'd talk about is a legacy, and a legacy for young Tongan kids, particularly Tongan kids all over the world. But our biggest populations are obviously Western Sydney, southern Brisbane area or Queensland area, and Auckland, and that's outside of Tonga itself. And I think these blokes have left an outstanding, long-lasting legacy. And you look at guys like Tolu Kola, young Junior Tupou who made his debut tonight. There's plenty of others in there, Homoli Olakau'atu. Those guys want to play because of play for Tonga and commit to Tonga first because of what these guys have done before them. And going back to your question, there's not a bigger legacy that we could leave than take a game with our best players to Tonga. There's a lot of things that would need to be sorted out. There's a lot of things in Tonga. It'll be a difficult exercise, but to be as direct as I can, yes, it's something that we'd love to do. Whether that was England, whether that was Samoa, whether that was New Zealand, we'd love anyone to put their hands up and say they want to come back there, and it'd be an outstanding legacy to leave that country.
Will, are you any closer to knowing whether last week could be your last game in the UK?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking beyond next week, to be honest. Time will tell what happens there, but going to enjoy this last week with the boys before we break camp. It's always a blessing and a privilege for myself to wear the red and white jersey and represent Tonga. It's something I don't take lightly. Every opportunity that I get given, I really try and cherish each time that I wear the Tongan jersey, and I strive to wear it with pride.
Will, how important are the Tongan fans? We see them, the colour, the noise. How important are they to you and spurring you on in these games?
Yeah, they mean a lot to us, and a big part of why we want to play for Tonga is for them. Obviously, conditions weren't the best out there, and still they're happy and singing. The speakers, the music's going off, and they're just always smiling. And obviously disappointed with the result, but we went over there afterwards, and they're still happy and proud of the effort that we put in. And we can't thank them enough, and we do it for people like them.
All good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Kristian.
See you next.